The triple helix brings you into the feeling center. The feeling center is emotion, and emotion is your road or bridge or ticket to the spiritual self. When people deny the emotional self, they cannot get into the spiritual realms. The Christed One said, "Know thyself." Know thyselves. Welcome to Activations with JJ. In today's episode, we'll be discussing past life regression and the role that it can play in your ascension journey. I will also be discussing multidimensional soul integration as a modality, as well as interviewing a few of our certified MSI practitioners to share with you the difference that past life regression and soul integration has made during this phase of their soul evolution. Hello, dear beautiful souls. I can see you in my mind's eye, gathered all around the world, listening. So beautiful to know that this community has formed. If you are new, a special welcome to you. Thrilled to have you here. I truly believe you are co-creating as a listener even. And it's just such a blessing to know that we are taking some time every week to connect through the podcast. Now, I want to let you know that this is a very special episode. I don't often have guests on my podcast, but this particular group is extremely special to me because they were my very first cohort of multidimensional soul integration practitioner training. I'm excited to hear from them in just a little bit, but as many of you know, I mentioned in our last podcast episode, there would be a part 2, and that is what I'm going to include here at the beginning of this episode is more information from Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak and how it relates to past life regression and multidimensional soul integration. There were so many nuggets of wisdom and aha moments I had when I was reading that book recently. So much confirmation for me. If you are looking for some supportive ascension reading, I would highly recommend the book. The link is below. Before I dive into that, however, I want to let you know that I am so excited. I'm about to take off on another set of travels. This time I will be headed to New York, Connecticut, and the UK. There are lots of events going on, both in person and virtually. So if you have FOMO and you want to be with us, don't worry. We've got a virtual piece to our Manhattan workshop on the 15th. I also still have a few spots available in our October 14th Connecticut workshop. That one is going to happen on the day of the eclipse, and I can feel how powerful it's going to be. Doesn't have a virtual option, but if you are in that area, either somewhere in the New York area, it's not too far there, at the Angel Co-op in Ridgefield, Connecticut. But the Manhattan event will be doing a lot of grid work with the Star Mothers, Earth Ancestors. I'm co-creating that event with Marissa of the Instagram account Starseed. So we're really excited to come together, bring some channeled information, some light language activation through. All kinds of things are going to drop in, and I can just feel it in my bones. So again, there's a virtual piece to that, but you can also attend in person. It will be incredible. Now, after that, I am headed to the UK. I will be in Glastonbury. I don't have any spots left for that, but I have a few left in Avebury and also in Oxford, where we're doing our starseed workshop. It's actually our Avalon starseed workshop. We'll be doing lots of grid work while we're there, just gathering with people who are vibrating at the same frequency of you. So if you are drawn to co-create with us in person, I would absolutely be honored to have you there. This is why I keep traveling. It's not always easy. As you know, I'm a mom. I leave my kids, but I just feel this pull to come together with starseeds all across the planet. And this is going to be so incredible. So that being said, let's dive into Bringers of the Dawn. Now, the quote that I'd like to kick us off with is extremely fascinating to me. I hope that you can gain value from it as well, because there's a lot to it. In fact, this whole book, people keep telling me when I'm dropping these reels on Instagram They're like, oh, that book is encoded with so many things and I always feel activated when I read it. I'm like, yes, even just reading the words out loud, it's like you are removing veils over and over again. So let me set you up for this first quote. It is actually coming from page 87, in case you are following along with me. And it's referring to the light encoded filaments of our DNA. And that's something I mentioned in the previous episode. So if you're a little bit lost, go back to the episode right before this, and then you'll be caught up. It says the light encoded filaments are like rays of light that hold a geometric form of language. They come to you from a cosmic database and hold information. Many of you are at the point where you don't need to have a healing done on your body. You need to have a spontaneous education or implant put into your body to teach you. This is what will be coming during the next number of years. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because I really got to say something about this. First of all, this is exactly what's happening in my cosmic light body attunement sessions that I decided to offer this month of October 2023. I literally got a download. It was like, okay, here's what people need this month. This is it. This is what they need. They need these light body attunements. And then I read this book and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting to get it. Now, I'm not the first one to come up with this concept. There are many of you listening who have, I'm 99% sure, already done this kind of stuff. But it's going to become more and more prevalent. And in fact, I believe a whole modality will come out of it, which I've mentioned to you. Now, I have had a lot of people come to me and they've talked about different healers removing implants. And my guides will say to me, red flag, warning, warning. Not all implants are bad. So what I've taught people, even healers, I've actually worked and mentored other healers in new modalities. And I've said one of the first things your guides want you to know is that not every implant is bad. So don't go around people's bodies removing implants. You have no idea if that is what is in alignment for their body, that they need that in order to transition into the new light bodies. Okay, so that's just a side note. All right, I'm going to begin with the next part of the quote. Some of the people on this planet, particularly those working with crystals, will learn to fill and activate other bodies with these filaments. Individuals seeking this experience will have the filaments activated in their bodies to give them instant information and instant knowing. This is what education is evolving into. There will be beings who will assist you with all of this. You are going to have to be able to recognize these beings and recognize the other realities as they exist around you. Now, here's where I'm going to transition into this piece about the multidimensional aspects, all right? When the information in the light-encoded filaments was scattered, there was no burning of the libraries. It was simply that all of the books were torn off the shelves and left in the center of the room. Imagine if you walked into a room the size of a gigantic stadium and all of the books or information it had been filled with was pulled off the shelves and left in the middle of the floor. How could you find anything except by chance? Since humans don't believe in the order of chance, they have never followed the order that was within them. The information in the filaments was left inside of you, yet there was no logical way to make sense of it. So in the present time, how do you find the information? The information is going to reveal itself to you. That is the process. You don't have to go looking for it because this revelation is your heritage and who you are. As the DNA begins to form new strands, these new strands will travel along a nervous system in the body that is being developed at this time, and memories will come flooding into your consciousness. I'm going to stop right there again. Now, this is my theme for September 2023. And again, when I read the book, I was like, what? That's my theme for September 2023, upgrades to the nervous system. So there we go again. The nervous system is being upgraded. And all of these things are going to present themselves to you. What do you do when they present themselves to you? This is those past life memories that are just going to come spontaneously. And here's what part of the additional quote says, okay? You must work to develop this nervous system. to pull light into your body, to oxygenate your system, to learn how to move through energy accelerations, and to call more ideas and experiences into your body. And I'm going to add right there, ideas and experiences not necessarily from this life. As this process begins to grow and nurture itself in your body, simply observe it, for you will want to know how to access it. Getting stuck in your dramas, aka past lives, is like reading one of your books over and over again and not letting all of the information in other books come together. There is more. There is a whole story. And I'll just add in right now, that is the key. That is the key, this whole story. She says, this whole story has to do with your entire soul. As members of the family of light, you are agreeing to hold in your physical bodies a conscious awareness of all of your existences. Or you might say a multidimensional awareness. You are agreeing to accept what you have done and the parts you have played in all these existences, and then to raid different realities and change them according to the dictates of your agreement as a representative of the family of light. You have free will within this agreement, of course. The triple helix brings you into the feeling center. The feeling center is emotion, and emotion is your road or bridge or ticket to the spiritual self. When people deny the emotional self, they cannot get into the spiritual realms. The Christed One said, know thyself. Know thyselves. It's the same thing. That message was given on the planet a long time ago, but it was distorted so that people could not understand how grand indeed they were, and that all they had to do was rearrange themselves. The work is always internal. Side note, that's our October 2023 monthly theme. When you want to know how to go about bringing a change upon the planet, we always tell you to work with yourself. Develop yourself. End of quote. All right, I'm going to stop right there because we have so much more to get into in this episode. I just wanted to give you a little taste of that part 2, and I'm definitely going to be bringing forward more information from Bringers of the Dawn. I'm like half wanting to create a book club. I don't know how I would do that. I'm not sure what that would look like, but I really feel like it could be super helpful. So I don't know, maybe I'll create like a little mini course like I did with the 21 Days of Abundance, and we'll go 21 days of Bringers of the Dawn. But I hope I set this stage enough for you so that you can fully understand why this modality came forward at this time. The multidimensional soul integration modality is exactly what she was talking about. Now, is it the only modality that will get you to a state of multidimensional awareness and help with that? No, it's not. There are a lot of people downloading all kinds of modalities in this day and age, and it's beautiful. The more, the merrier. But it is one way, and it's a really unique way of exploring a past life, becoming aware of it, feeling into it, receiving the gifts, and almost like she was talking about rewriting. They were talking about rewriting the timeline, going back and rewriting the timeline. And it's really a lot of that. It's accessing those highest vibrational timelines of your past lives, integrating the gifts from those, and then bringing all the parts of you back together. Again, there are more parts of the book that refer to this modality that just blew my mind again, because I was like, oh my gosh, somebody else, validation, which was fun, right? It's always fun when you get a little bit of validation. But I want you to hear from my practitioners themselves. I've got 4 coming onto the podcast today. I'm going to go ahead and jump into that portion of this episode. It's going to be really fun to hear from them, their different experiences with the multidimensional soul integration modality. So without any further ado, here is that interview. Welcome to our Multidimensional Soul Integration Practitioner Roundtable. I am so excited to be here with 3 incredible light workers. We have Alex, Teresa, and Monica here, and I'm just going to let them take it away. Each of them is going to step in. They're going to tell you a little bit about their niche, about their specialties, in addition to multidimensional soul integration. And then after that, we're just going to dive right into the modality itself and get some information, feedback memories and aha moments that they've had throughout their time in the MSI modality. Alex, take it away.
Thank you, JJ, for inviting me here with these beautiful ladies that we share this beautiful multidimensional soul integration course. We did it together. So talking a little bit about what I am doing around is like, you can go and check it out in my website, Galactic Recalibration Healing. It's a kind of a 2-day distance healing that helps people who are experiencing this ascension symptoms just to get a little better integration. Then I offer also this ascension mentoring that is one of my favorite parts of my offerings. Then I have also light activations that are personal recorded for helping those to activate this dormant aspects of the crystalline DNA. And also, of course, energy readings, giving some guidance, direction, and support. So this is what I'm doing right there. And of course, the multidimensional soul integration. It's my baby. So this is what I'm offering right there. Thank you. Thank you, JJ, for this opportunity.
Amazing. Thank you, Alex. I love hearing about everybody's specific specialties. It's just so fun to see all the light workers excelling in everything that they do and sharing their gifts with the world. Awesome. Okay, Teresa, tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Thank you so much, JJ. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Teresa Chachet, and I consider myself a co-healer. It's a unique modality that I intuitively have created along with being a certified Reiki master and a certified emotion code practitioner. And now I get to add MSI practitioner to that also. But I do connect with others, their higher self, and their guides, so that we can work through all the energies that might be in our energetic body or could be in our physical bodies that may be preventing us from peace and clarity and finding that alignment that we need. I am looking to help others find that overall sense of well-being and vitality, something that moves them towards a state of optimal energetic health. It's a matter of finding balance, and my co-healing technique and modality helps to do that. Thank you again for letting me be here today.
You are so welcome. Thank you for sharing with us all of your incredible gifts as well. Wonderful. Well, let's move on to our very last practitioner that will be with us today. And that person actually has the honor of being one of my very first, I'll call her one of my very first guinea pigs. Let's say that. She was literally one of my very first multi-dimensional soul integration recipients. Now, I don't think that either of us imagined that at this point, it hasn't even been, I think maybe 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years, that she would be here standing in these shoes today. Here she is, creating her own modalities, being trained in MSI. I'm just so honored to have her here. So Monica, take it away.
Oh, thank you, JJ. I was thinking about that too today when I was knowing that we were going to have our podcast. And wow, 2 years ago when we met and I came to you and where this is today. So I am a psychic and a multidimensional and quantum Reiki master. I have the absolute pleasure and just intuition to be able to go into people's bodies and be able to go on an absolute journey. So the readings are great, but it's funny, my readings have gone completely into doing energy work on people and going on a complete journey. So I have gone all the way of just healing bodies and telling people what foods they need in their bodies, to you need to eat more green foods because it does this for you, to actually going up in the stars and having people understand what starseed families they come from. So it's almost impossible when people ask me what I do. It's like, well, what journey do you want to go on today? You know, our energies connect and we start co-creating, and our guides come in and holy cow, off we go. So I've never thought in my wildest dreams when I met JJ 2 years ago that I would be in this world. And I'm actually traveling right now, and I haven't done sessions in 5 days, and I am itching tomorrow to do my 10/10 portal session. So I'm really excited. But yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, and just amazing going into everybody's energy, the different journeys that we go on, and what everybody's guides bring in, and where they're supposed to be going and where they want to be going. So yeah, thank you. Excited to be here tonight.
Awesome. Thank you as well, Monica, for being here. And I know you're, traveling the world. So it's wonderful to have this little round table. This is truly the future of being a light worker. It's really coming together as a group to share our wisdom and to reflect on what we've learned in all that we've done. And that's really what I want to come into here as we head into this second piece of our interview. And that is anything and everything that you feel drawn to share that was kind of like your pearl of wisdom, your golden nugget, your aha moment as you traveled through the MSI practitioner training journey. Not only maybe something that you received as you went through the modality on the recipient end, but also something that you learned as the practitioner. What came to you? What new sort of results came out of it that you maybe hadn't seen with any other modalities that you had been using? I would just love to hear from all of you, your perspective on that. And once again, we'll start with Alex. So Alex, let us know what's on your mind as we dive into all things multidimensional soul integration, which I know is a mouthful, and we can just say MSI.
It's all that we are. We are multidimensional beings. So acknowledging that and living this is the wow moment, because sometimes we don't figure out, living in this human body, that we have past lives, we have parallel lives, we have future lives, and all these aspects are existing simultaneously in different times, space and realities and dimensions. So acknowledging these aspects that have lived or are living or will be living in different forms, having different experiences, and all of that are part of us. And some aspects also live in another dimension and another star systems. So can you imagine the amount of information we hold? This is amazing if we can just grab a part of that and we can use this knowledge, this wisdom, those gifts for the highest of this planet. So infinite possibilities when we access this wisdom, this power, and most of all, we realize that all that power is within. Realizing the sovereign souls that we are healing from within rather than look outside solutions. I mean, it's an awakening, empowering journey that leading us to a radical self-responsibility. And it's incredible, isn't it, JJ?
Oh, absolutely. What an amazing share. Yes. And I think that's literally, a big theme in multidimensional soul integration is continuing to reclaim or reactivate our power center and our sovereignty. I feel like with each soul aspect that's integrated, that is one of the results, is you continually are being empowered by these additional energies that you're seeing and validating and knowing, hey, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you, and we're bringing ourselves into harmony. So thank you for that share, Alex. All right, let's see. Teresa, can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Yes, it's amazing. I was thinking about what if someone were to ask me about MSI, if I could just even capsulize it in 2 words. Well, I didn't think 2, I said short phrase. And I can. It came to me just coming home, the words coming home, hone myself. When I even say that is the feeling that I get, that feeling of peace, that feeling of comfort. And it goes along with what Alex said with the empowerment expansion, but it's like coming home to yourself, to energetic threads. Okay, each of our soul aspect are these energetic threads. And I thought, you know how when you spin yarn and they make this beautiful yarn and it's different colors of fibers? That is what I feel like when I have soul aspects that merge. I feel like they are coming together, harmonizing in beautiful, vibrant, energetic colors that strengthen, that broaden, that harmonize in a way that it's hard to even explain it because it's such a deep soul, deep feeling. But I have a good example of one time when during one session where I was actually regressing back to a Chinese lady of wisdom, a woman that, an ancient Chinese woman who was like a wisdom keeper, who villagers would come from afar to seek her wisdom and knowledge. The interesting thing about this, as I was being taken through it personally, is that I felt such a peace. I went through the span of her life, saw it in my mind's eye, and the day she transitioned and left that earthly body, that physical body, she felt such a peace, such a calm, like no regrets. Just, it was a feeling that I have not ever felt in this incarnation. I have never felt it before. Feeling that that full expansion of the mind, that we are one, was something that as our souls merged, I was able to bring that into my current state, current life here in this incarnation. And there are so many that are just waiting, and some that maybe aren't quite, that are not finished out learning. But there are those that are so ready to merge with us, to help us broaden, to help us expand, to help us experience things that we have yet to experience in this timeline. And that's the best way that I can recap my experience with MSI. JJ, thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was amazing to hear. I do remember pretty well the one that the actual woman that you were talking about. I remember I was conducting an MSI session with you when you went through that. It was beautiful on my side as the practitioner to be able to facilitate that. And I felt the peace. That's the other really cool thing about being an MSI practitioner. You know, if you've gone through lots of other people's past lives, you're also learning from theirs. In the end, we're all one. So you are really tapping into so many different frequencies. It's like a new adventure every single day. And I absolutely love it. So we have Monica here to wrap us up and let us know. Of course, like I said, she was one of the first to experience on the receiving end. And now she's here doing all kinds of modalities, including MSI. And I want to just hear what you have to say about your experiences with MSI, Monica.
I am going to start from the very beginning. When I came to JJ, I have to say one of the most beautiful things about being an MSI practitioner now and being able to help people integrate these beautiful soul aspects is when I came to JJ, I was at a place where I was so frustrated with my gifts and wanting to open myself up and getting to a point where I understood what I was supposed to be doing on my soul path. And I came to her out of nowhere and said, "Hi, I'm Monica. You're my next key. You're my last key. You're going to open me up. And this is what you're doing." And she's like, "Okay." And little did she know, we went into this MSI, and I had a very huge soul aspect come in, which was a snow queen. And as Teresa said, there's so many things that start clicking in your human brain of things that you connect with when you're younger, or experiences that have happened. And that soul aspect has literally been behind these curtains, giving you little breadcrumbs as you're going along your life. And all of a sudden it's like, hey, you're ready now. let's put it all together, energies combined, and off you go. And when those energies merge, like something just opens up inside your energy, inside of your soul, inside of your mind, your third eye, your crown chakra, like everything just lights up like a control panel, and you go into a whole different energetic world. It brings you into a whole different place. So when I went and had my MSI, the first one that we did together, it opened me up like crazy. It was something that I had to really work on. Obviously, we always have to work on the modality of our gifts, but I've never in my life felt such a powerful energy through my body, and to integrate that in the next few weeks, and then all of a sudden you just kind of take off on the path where you're supposed to. I do feel it's a bit different being an MSI practitioner than when you do get a soul integration yourself, an MSI integration. And we did so many when we were getting our certification. This was a really actually tough certification, JJ. I have to tell you, I went in going, oh, I'm good, typical Monica. And I was in there and I was nervous. And Gina was one of my people. And I said, holy cow, like, I'm actually nervous that I'm going to do this wrong. And it was a very big learning curve for us also as practitioners to go through this and realize that you are helping a person integrate an incredible energy, and it's important to do this correctly. So the way JJ really set this up with us going through, certain modalities at certain times and giving us guidelines, it was probably one of the hardest things, because you felt like you were going to go and not quite go in the right place, but one of the best things to be able to understand exactly what happens with the energy with the other person on the other side. So it is different being a practitioner than what having it, work on yourself. So it never ends. These MSI, we could do this once a month, have a group MSI session and start integrating these over and over and over again. Once you get one, it's almost like an addiction. Like, all right, where's my next step? Where's my next, energy source? Or like, Teresa and Alex had said, like, what is the monk integrating? What is integrating? And some people that I've had have actually been just pure energy, which is crazy. Just a pure energy has come in and not necessarily something that we relate to in a human sense. So it's a trip. It's an absolute trip. It's an amazing journey once you start doing this modality. So yeah, wrapping it up, all I have to say is just hang on. Off you go once you start.
That's perfect. That's perfect, because our guides keep telling us to incorporate our inner child. And just like you said, you really do have to have that sense of play and flexibility, although there are guidelines, because you're playing with energy, a lot of energy, like a whole soul aspect. And so that's why I set up the modality, because I'll be the first person to tell you, I'm one of those people that's like, you'll figure it out. Just like, here's the idea, like, go do it, you'll be fine. And my guides were like, you need to write out what you do. I just discount that what I do could be valuable for somebody else. So finally, they pinned me down, and it was like, you're doing this practitioner training. You're going to get this out there. And there are several reasons why. And as we wrap up this session, this roundtable, I just want to tell you, both those who are here at the roundtable, first of all, thank you for being here. And also those who are listening to the podcast. The reason why I'm so passionate about more people learning this modality is because every one of us has a unique frequency that will resonate with certain people, especially your soul family. Your soul family will be called to do MSI with you, not with JJ, maybe not with one of these other people, but with you if you become a practitioner, because there are literally, we've got billions of people on the planet, and they're like, come on, let's go. Let's get this going. Like, we've got to have more. It's numbers. It's a numbers game. The more people we have doing this modality, and it all ties into what I said at the very beginning of this episode with Barbara Marciniak's book, Bringers of the Dawn, and the activation of the DNA. Now, Monica knows that when I started with her as one of my very first MSI clients, I did not know anything about what was happening to her DNA. Now that I'm reading all this and everything, I'm like, oh, that's what we were doing. We're literally reorganizing the scattered DNA pieces of your library, right? Your DNA library, and reordering it all, integrating it all so that you have access to all the wisdom. Just like Alex said, you have access to all that wisdom. So, that being said, I want to go ahead and allow all of these amazing practitioners to come back to say their farewells. And to again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, JJ, for this. Lovely doing this together. And I hope there will be much more of those that will offer this, because it's just, let's get together all those important pieces of us and put those things together so as we can be one.
For sure. I was thinking of Monica as, hang on for the ride type of it's amazing. It's beautiful. And something like that you just want to share with others. And our soul aspects want to.
Oh, thank you, JJ. It's fun. I hope you have the chance to be able to do an MSI at some point and absolutely do the practitioner training. It's amazing to see the different sides. It grows your soul, your consciousness, your everything in leaps and bounds doing both of it. Join us in our group.
Absolutely. Amazing, amazing. Well, my friends, thank you to those who are listening. Thank you to the three of you who are here. Such an honor to have been playing a role in some small way in your journey as a light worker, as a way shower, as an ascension guide. Please check out their websites below. Take a look at what they have to offer. They mentioned what else they do in addition to MSI. The other cool thing I believe happens when you have somebody come in with MSI that is already practicing other modalities, they have this like unique blend of what they do and MSI that's a different flavor than like what I do. And so that's another reason why I want more and more and more people to do this, because they're bringing their perspective into the MSI modality. That being said, it was such a privilege to be with you today, co-creating in this episode. I hope you check out the links below. You can find out more about MSI that's happening on October 29th and our MSI practitioner training happening at the same time. I hope you come along for the ride. As always, I am sending you so much love, my friends, and reminding you that I am you and you are me and we are we. Until next time.